Welcome back to Universal Sports. Time for our final event of the evening. We highlighted Michael Phelps in the 100 fly for his world and American records. We need to do the same in the 400-meter individual medley. His time of 4:03.84 has been the standard since the Olympic Games in Beijing. As they walk in, let's highlight Rowdy Tyler Clary, of course, representing Swim Mac Carolina under your good friend David Marsh, a two-time silver world champion in 2009, 2011 at this event. He is a guy that whenever he's in the field, you have to watch.
You really do, because he's just so tough. And he just got back from a huge trip from Australia. He was in Perth there for a couple weeks, a 34-hour trip back home. I asked him about it earlier. He said, man, I am really tired. But this is good for me. This is the kind of thing I need, because I'm going to be in this situation so many times. I know you, Elizabeth, have been in this situation where you travel 30, 40 hours, and then all of a sudden you just got to get up and do it.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice.
I remember after Shanghai World Championships in 2011, we flew straight from there to nationals, and I think we had like 22 hours between when we landed and when the meet started. And Coach Troy was like, no, you're swimming the meet the whole schedule. And one of the hardest things, but one of the best things
but
mentally.
Doesn't that, I'm sitting and pointing in my head,
yeah.
Doesn't that it's got to help you mentally to be able to get up there and do that,
yeah.
no matter how challenging it is.
Absolutely.
Lane number 6 occupied by Michael Weiss, representing the Wisconsin Aquatics, the Badgers. He won the World University Games in this event back in 2013. In lane number 7, Marko Blazevsky, from the Republic of Macedonia in lane number 7. And the final qualifier is Julio Olvera from Mexico.
Another great field here. You had a great field in the women, and now another good one in the men. Connor Dwyer, an event we were just talking about that he doesn't swim much, Craig, but he could be astounding here. I mean, he has a great 400 freestyle. He has an amazing 200 IM. So if he ever decided to step up to this, I think he could be really good in this. The problem is he's got so many other events. He's got the 100 free, the 200 free, the 400 free, to throw in this 200 IM, 400 IM on top of the 200 IM could be a tall task.
Well, as we all know, Elizabeth, that's a great, great phrase to use, stepping up. And in your career, have you enjoyed that process of talking to your coaches and figuring out what the next event could be for you?
Yeah, and I think that's sort of happened for me a lot over the past year. We've been doing so much more freestyle and working on that, and I think my 200 free is finally coming around. And, like Connor, it's nice to sort of have versatility and have a relay as an option, and that's a dream of mine, and I would love to be on that in 2016, and Connor for sure will be, I think. And he has a school record in the 400 IM at Florida, and it's 3:37 400 IM yards, which is really quick. So you definitely can't count him out, especially meters.
You guys were teammates there for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
So he must have been a junior when you were freshmen?
I think he was a senior when I was a freshman.
Senior when you were a freshman,
yeah.
So you guys did swim together that 1 year.
Well, you mentioned the University of Florida. It's Sebastian Rousseau, who swims under Greg Troy, your coach at Florida, who leads after the 100-meter free fly, But as we've seen in the IM, the lead can change at any given moment, and it usually often does.
Talk about that field at Florida. I know Coach Troy, the head coach of the Olympic team in 2012. He's an incredible coach, and you guys must have just amazing sessions on a daily basis.
It's been awesome. We have an awesome post-grad group. Sebastian swimming right now is honestly, without a doubt, the hardest worker that I know. And he's going back and forth. We have a ton of Russians, Arkady, the backstroker. I'm training with the best in the world every single day and swimming for the best coach in the world, or one of the best coaches. So I'm so fortunate to still have that chance to do it after I graduated. And, Coach Troy makes sure that, he makes us available, himself available for us.
No surprise that the man that won the gold medal at the 2012 Olympic Games is in the lead after the backstroke leg. It was the 200 back where he won that gold medal, and he uses the strength of his favorite stroke to move in front, touching the wall at 2:03.17, now ahead of Rousseau by almost 2 seconds, Rowdy.
Again, I just love to watch this guy swim. I don't know why. He may not be the most talented, Craig, but it's like Elizabeth. He's just as a grinder. You just never give up on this person. I saw Elizabeth Beisel slip completely off the blocks last summer in the 200 back. Literally, she went straight down on the start. Her foot slipped straight down, dude. And I'm telling you, she went right back in the race.
Exactly.
I couldn't believe it. And she almost won the thing after falling behind by 5 seconds at the beginning of the race. And that's the kind of swimmer Tyler Clary is. I mean, every single time he swims in the race, you just have a feeling he's going to be right there. He knows how to race.
Well, and I think you'd agree, Elizabeth, that's the kind of racer you need to be in a 400 IM. You just need to be scrappy. You need to find a way.
Exactly. And 400 IM is never going to be pretty. This isn't the time to be technically amazing and beautiful. This is where you're literally scrappy. And
Give Sebastian Rousseau credit. He's come back at Clary, and it's going to be Rousseau by a few tenths of a second actually in the lead with 2 lengths of the pool to go. Who's the better freestyler, guys, between these two?
I train with Seb every day, and he's amazing. But Tyler also anchored that relay in Qatar earlier in December and brought it home for the U.S. and won us gold. So this is going to be an extremely good race.
Yeah,
I really have no
Elizabeth's
idea.
talking about Qatar at the World Short Course Championships a couple of months ago. Tyler anchored that relay for the United States to the gold medal. His freestyle has improved dramatically, but once again, he got off the plane a couple days ago after a 34-hour trip. How much is that going to take effect here? You see Rousseau, he's actually breathing. He's breathing to his right there, so he can see Tyler Clary coming home. Clary's also breathing to his right, but Sebastian Rousseau starting to put that kick into play right now, and it's all Rousseau.
On this day, the freestyle leg and the entire 400 individual medley event will go to Sebastian Rousseau. The South African touches in 4:19.71, a dominating final 2 laps. And Elizabeth, like we said, no style points in the 400 IM. You do what you need to do.
Absolutely, and Sebastian did just that. And Connor getting 3rd right after the Turner free, that's really good for him as well.
It just, you know, I look at his time. I look at Tyler Clary's time, for example, 4:22.9. He's already been 4:16 this year. That's what, I think that's a trip of 34 hours of sitting on a plane. You know what it's like sitting on a plane for 4 or 5 hours. Can you imagine sitting on a plane for 34 hours and then getting off and trying to perform at the very peak of a level? And, you know, I was really impressed by Rousseau in his last 100, his last 200 actually. So a great back half of the race. You know how that, you train with him every day.
Sebastian Rousseau, the official winner of our final event of the evening. 400 IM, 4:19.71, over 3 seconds ahead of Tyler Clary, and as Rowdy mentioned, a good double from Connor Dwyer to end up with the bronze medal just ahead of Alec Page. Sebastian, congratulations on that win. You know, just from the University of Florida, obviously, Greg Troy, what did you guys talk about and what did you want out of this event this evening?
Well, this is my first long course meet of the year, so just looking for a solid swim, trying to go negative every 100. So I don't know what my splits were, but hopefully it was like something around there.
What's it like for you, Sebastian? We have Elizabeth up here in the booth with us, and she was talking about how tough that training group is on a day-to-day basis up there in Gainesville. How tough is that on a daily basis, and what does that mean to you when you get into a race like that, especially your back half, which was so strong?
Well, we've got a great team and great people to train with, and it just gives you a whole lot of confidence for the last quarter of the race, where it all comes down to who's the toughest and who's got a good background. So, like Elizabeth said, we've got a great training group and a lot of good training.
Great back half, Sebastian. In terms of that freestyle leg, were you confident when you came back on the breaststroke that you had those last 2 laps in you?
Oh yeah, I've been working on my freestyle, done a little bit of extra distance work this past fall, so pretty happy to see that come through right now.
Sebastian, what are you going to do with the $1,000 you just won?
Rent money.
Very smart, young man, very smart. Congratulations, super job tonight.
Thank you.
The fatigue yet again clearly evident, showing you the winners here at the Arena Pro Swim Series. Day number 1, Rowdy is in the books. First, Elizabeth, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It was great.
You're welcome anytime.
Oh, thank you.
So, Rowdy, real quick, we look at Hannah Miley, the double winner of the evening.
Again, you look at the international field. Miley, DeLuca, Atkinson, Lacroix, Sankovic. This is Hannah Miley again, Rousseau. It was an international field. I think with it's a pro series. This is the best place right here for this international field. Only one American winner there in Cody Miller. And look at Florida. We love hosting here.
Rowdy Gaines wearing many hats, not just commentating, but playing host for the event. As we have said, the world has come to Orlando, and the top swimmers in the world have shown off here on day number 1. For Rowdy Gaines and everyone here at Universal Sports, I'm Craig Hummer. Thanks for watching.